Morning, Jeff.
Hello. Good morning, Will. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. I was reading about you. You've been in the radio business a long time, man. I'm pretty impressed you wanted to talk to me. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome in the show. The reason that we invited you is a latest single, Empathy.
Yes.
Tell for the listeners, tell a little bit about this song.
Okay. I co-wrote the song with Frans van Aken, and he lives in the Netherlands. I'm in Belgium right now.
Hmm.
And actually, the idea came originally from Frans. And he had approached me with the idea and several words, and we started working together on the song. And the idea really is it's the story of a guy driving a truck. Okay, in American you'd say a truck driver, but I mean it's his profession. But it's also the idea that we all get when we're driving, like some of us have just gone through probably last weekend, where you get stuck in traffic and your schedule is totally out the window, so it's not a good schedule anymore, and you start worrying about the people at home who are waiting for you.
Yeah.
And then the song goes on to basically say, hey, I have a good connection with my partner, with my family. They're going to know I'm doing my best, but that I'm going to stay safe so I get home. And
Yeah.
I really like the idea of that song because I think
Yeah.
I know how difficult the life of a truck driver can be, and I imagine they feel that way a lot of times when they're driving. So,
But an American musician that lives in Brussels, Belgium. Why?
yeah. Well, I have to be honest, I really like Europe.
Hmm.
And I did live in Germany for a while. I had a job there, and I was in IT. Um, and right now, I'm just kind of doing my own thing. I'm fine. And uh, then I had an opportunity to come to Brussels and work because it's one of the main towns in Belgium.
Hmm.
And I really like the people. I have to be honest with you, Will. I used to look at Belgium from Germany, and the franc just totally confused me. I was like, you're a millionaire to go buy a loaf of bread. But then they went to the euro, and that problem went away. And the more I got to know Belgium and the Benelux, I really like the attitude here, and I like how the people live, the quality of life.
Yeah.
And overall, I prefer the quality of life in Europe because, in many ways, I like the European people very much. They've been very friendly and good to me. And just when I go down the street, I just feel very good and happy. And it has a lot to do with the quality of life that you all have built over the years.
Yeah. From which town part you coming from, America?
Well, I come out of California. And
California.
my original town is called Modesto, but it's in the Central Valley. But for most people, if you say San Francisco or Sacramento, and then Modesto's kind of in between those two. So that part of Northern California.
Yeah, I was there sometimes.
Oh, okay.
We driving
Yeah,
from LA to San Francisco to the between the valley.
there you are. And where
Oh,
Modesto
it's a
is the
it's a ti-
Central Valley.
it's a time 20 20 25 years ago.
Well, I tell you what, the landscape doesn't look much different. Up on Highway 5, it's still dry. I go home at least once a year, so
Yeah,
I go see my mom and but if you come up the Central Valley, yeah, it's changed a lot. It actually got more modern. I remember
yeah.
if you came up through Fresno, Bakersfield, you'd think you were back in about the 1960s, but it's changed a lot since then.
I give you the greetings from a listener, and the listener is on this moment in Pensacola in Florida.
Oh, okay. I
The
know that place because I was in the Navy for a while. Okay,
her name is Hetty.
okay.
You can
Hi, Hetty. Yep. But
moment. You are your reputation is based on traditional folk, country, and southern rock. Why?
well, the thing is, I really love the older bands. Okay, I'm not a young guy. I'm over 60, but not that far, and I'm still full of energy, and I enjoy doing live concerts here. But what I find is the songs I like to play and that I enjoy sharing with people are some of the older songs. I like some of the older early 60s, even slip a little bit in the 50s, but I really like Creedence Clearwater from the 70s. I also love Bruce Springsteen. He's 80s. He started in the 70s. I remember when he started. And I like the sound because also I like Johnny Cash. And I'll share with you I like the Outlaws, Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson. And those guys,
Yeah.
their songs that I fell in love with are a bit older. So I kind of go that direction. The Southern Rock, I had done some reading on Creedence Clearwater Revival, and I got the impression they kind of hung around Southern rock. So I thought, well, I sure like Creedence. I guess I like Southern rock too. The blues I don't do so good, I don't think. But then several people say, "Oh, you're playing blues." I go, "Okay, great." So I like that kind of older rock, rockabilly, a little faster blues, those kind of songs.
Yeah, I play before we start in the conversation. I play another song for you. Come a little bit closer. It was a very.
How'd you get that one?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
You singing that with yeah. I cannot say it, but it is different.
Do you like it?
I like it. I like it.
What I did with that song, and I didn't realize, it's one of my favorite songs.
Uh-huh.
I fell in love with the original by Jay and the Americans.
Yeah.
I think they did it about 1964 or 65. And I, of course, heard it. I was a teenager in the 70s, so I was picking up this stuff a little bit later.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of the kind of falling in love, even though it's not a good idea, across the Mexican border in some little cantina, and then he has to run for his life at the end of it. So I think it's a really fun song. How many times as we, as men or as people, say, "I shouldn't do this, but I really want to," and then you realize, "I better get out of here." So I just really enjoy it.
For the listeners that want more information about you, they can find it on a beautiful website, www.jeffreywisnom.com, right?
That is totally correct, Will. Totally.
We're going to play the song that we invited you with the first song, MP3. I speaking very well, of not. You can better announce by yourself.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you want me to, when you play the song, do I hang around, or are you going to play the song after we're done talking?
Yeah, and now you announce the song for the listeners, and I go start it.
Okay. Well, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This is Jeff Wisnom. I'd like to introduce a song written by myself and Frans van Aken in the Netherlands. And we hope you like it. It's about understanding how truck drivers and others of us on the road feel when you get stuck in that fila or that traffic jam.
Okay.
Go ahead, Will. Thank you very much.
I thank you so much, and we talk maybe later again when you have another song. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You're always welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.